Hey guys, sorry if my camera looks a little off center. I need to get a new tripod sooner or later. It's gonna have to be later rather than sooner. Um, I wanna do a video that's first sending out a congratulations and then addressing a elephant on the internet, which is, neither here nor there. Um, so on Monday Night Raw, two guys who I've been watching wrestle for years and have just come a long way. I mean, they were never bad to begin with. They're just they're rookies and they're really become professionals now. Sorry, this still bothering me. Okay, Gregory James, as a lot of us here in Texas know as Unholy Gregory James, and Barrett Brown were on Monday Night Raw as the two local talents who the Authors of Pain kind of destroyed. Regardless of how the match went, regardless of the battles and everything that happened, a big congratulations to those two guys for that opportunity. They earned it. I'm super proud of them. I'm so happy that they got to get that exposure, get out there. And they deserve it. They've earned it over the years. I always like to try to say that they earned it instead of just deserve, because sometimes that deserve doesn't always have a positive connotation to it. Earning something always has a positive connotation to it. Well, depending, unless you're like earning a butt kicking, which is sometimes not so much. But they earned this opportunity. The elephant in the room I want to address is I read a comment somewhere that they didn't get any offense in, where they didn't really attack them or beat them right like that. My reply to that is that wasn't the point. That wasn't the point of them being in that position at all. I hate it when I have to say this, but let's explain wrestling again. You have guys like the Authors of Pain, big, rough and tough, pretty much essentially just beat up everybody tag team. That they're just those big burly guys who just beat up people. They're not known for their Texas catch can wrestling. They're not known for their Greco wrestling, for their chain wrestling. No, they're the tag that goes out and beats people up. There is nothing wrong with having a tag team that does that. There's nothing wrong with having a wrestler that does that. Because wrestling is a bunch of different styles mixed together. You have your high flyers, you have your technical wrestlers, you have your guys who beat people up. You have guys like Pete Dunne who can kind of do all three. Of course, Pete Dunne is just a beast. Anyway, the reason why I'm saying there's no point, the argument of they didn't get any offense in is stupid, is because wrestling is a business where it's not always about getting offense in. It's really not. You can argue this point all you want to, but it's really not. There are guys all throughout the 80s and 90s who were just getting beat up by the Ultimate Warrior whenever WWE came to town, because the people weren't paying to see Ultimate Warrior have a classic one-on-one match with a guy they never heard of. They were paying money to see Ultimate Warrior run out there and beat up guys for 3 minutes, if not maybe a minute or two longer than that. That's what people are paying to see. They want to see the Ultimate Warrior go crazy, beat people up, and get the 1, 2, 3 in no time flat. People hear the Authors of Pain are coming out. They're coming out to see them beat up whatever local tag team it is, in no time flat. Here's the thing, though. Here's where local talent shines. How good can they make that beatdown look? If there are two guys who I know can take a beating, in this business better than anyone and keep coming back for more, it's Barrett Brown and Gregory James. Totally true. These guys, I've seen them in matches with guys much bigger than them, not to the point where they were completely outclassed. That's not the case at all. But to the point where it's like, seriously, don't get up anymore. This person's determined to kill you. And they're like, nah, I'm good, fam. And you're like, no, you're not. But that's also part of the fun of wrestling, really. But so again, we're going back to this thing of, they didn't get any offense in. That wasn't the point. The point of this particular match in the AOP's gimmick entirely is not for the people that are wrestling to get any offense in. It's for, AOP to get over as a monster tag team, as a monster force to be reckoned with that can destroy, random guys in the WWE. Sorry, I'm messing with something else over here. But, they can go out there and beat up, anybody. They can pick random people out of the crowd who didn't even get to sign a waiver, and they can beat up. Won't make them look any better because the average fan won't know how to sell that kind of attack. Gregory James, Barrett Brown know how to do that because they're professionals, because this is what they do. This is who they are. This is how they make a living. This is their craft. They've been perfecting this for years. Are they like picture perfect to the point where there's no mistakes at all? Of course not. Do I believe that they'll get there someday? Absolutely. Because they're just that good. And over the years, they've gone from, the young boys who you just want to see make it to, they are the standard now in Texas. There have been several standards of guys in Texas. And I think of the names you have to think of now, Gregory James and Barrett Brown are right there in that conversation. It's a debatable point, of course, because there are so many wrestlers in Texas, and all of them, and all the people you can name are very, very much worthy of the conversation. But the fact that those two guys are in the conversation of standard bearers in Texas is a major, major deal, because, like I said, there's so much talent in just this state. And those two guys are also branching out. They're being requested. Barrett Brown, I know for a fact, is he's going all over the world. Gregory James, I'm sure, is right behind him. In some way, shape, or form. These two guys are perfecters of their craft, and they're so good that they went on Monday Night Raw, and got beat up by one of the most monster tag teams Raw has ever had, and made them look like $1 million because they could take that beating better than most people could. Yes, these two, when you give them the chance to shine, can dish out a ton of punishment, and they can take a ton of punishment, which is what makes them so good. Well, one of the reasons anyway. But when you need them, like WWE says, hey, we need you two to go out there and get beat up for 5 minutes. Cool. And they went out there and got beat up for 5 minutes, and it was spectacular. They did what they showed up to do. And as a fan of theirs for years, a person who's got to know the guys outside the ring just a little bit. I won't overstep my bounds of being a fan here. I won't go that far. But I will definitely say that these two guys have earned these opportunities. I even said on Gregory James' Facebook, and this applies to Barrett Brown too. Today they're jobbers, they're local wrestlers on Raw who got beat up by LP. That's today. Next year, they both could be main eventing Pro Wrestling Guerrilla. They could be, an undercard or semi-main event match in Ring of Honor. They could be main eventing Beyond Wrestling or AAW or maybe they'll be an Impact. They could maybe even somehow make it to New Japan, Pro Wrestling Noah, a Progressive over in the UK, or Revolution Pro in the UK, CMLL, AAA somewhere. They could make it there. Do I honestly believe that? Absolutely, because they are just that good, and they have earned this spot. I don't care if they didn't get any offense in. I really don't. It does not matter to me. And the reason I'm so passionate about this is because I'm so proud of them. They have earned it. And yeah, I think they deserve it. Thanks for watching, guys. Minasan, sayonara. Peace.